Workers are telling me they are ready to get back on the job and that they're satisfied with today's vote, putting an end to the 40-day strike. The recreational marijuana ordinance has been in the hands of the Public Safety Committee for the past 2 months, but tonight, Council will pass the measure in time or ahead of the state's deadline on November 1st. Yes, I'm here on Dunkel near the 127 ramp, not far from where an inmate escaped from a transport unit and suffered serious injuries, and police reopened the southbound lanes to 127 about an hour ago. But take a look at this video from earlier today. Ingham County Sheriff Scott Rigglesworth told News 10 an inmate opened the door to a transport van while en route to the sheriff's office from a Lansing courtroom. GM and the UAW finalized the vote about an hour ago, and workers that were on the picket line are packing up, heading out, and celebrating the end of the strike. UAW leadership voted to recommend the agreement after a day long of meetings in Detroit. They also voted not to return to factories unless union members approve the deal. And city officials say that heavy rain contributed to the overflow that left millions of gallons of sewage in the Grand and Red Cedar rivers. The district received a complaint last month against Matt Resor, a teacher at the high school, and the district says the allegations raise serious concerns of misconduct. Now, the Jackson County Sheriff's Office opened an investigation after a former student sent the complaint to school administrators, and this all comes after the district reached a $20,000 settlement with former teacher and coach Johnny Stewart. This highway was the center of a crime scene that ended with a man in the hospital. A trip back to the Ingham County Jail took a turn when an inmate tried to evade custody. Ingham County Sheriff Scott Rigglesworth told News 10 somehow the inmate got a hold of the door to the transport van, opened it, and jumped out. It happened Wednesday afternoon around 2 while en route from a Lansing courtroom back to the jail in Mason. The Michigan State Police says there were 10 other inmates in the van at the time. The inmate's identity remains unknown, but we have learned he is in critical condition at Sparrow Hospital after suffering injuries from hitting the pavement. An eyewitness tells News 10 he was driving on 127 when the scene was active and saw the commotion as it was happening.
We were driving north on 127 just past Jolly Road, and a cop car went buzzing by us, and I said, "Who's he chasing?" And then we looked, and there was a van stopped with 3 Lansing cop cars behind. And I said, "Well, what did they do?" And so as we drove up, we saw it was a transport vehicle, and looked, the back door was open. We saw 2 police officers standing there with their hands on their hip as if they were ready to draw their guns, and they were running off onto something. To us, it looked like they were running after somebody.
And the sheriff says that this investigation will now be conducted by another agency. Reporting in Lansing, Cryss Walker, News 10.